New York City, Jean-Marc Berne.
Thank you, thank you. I know that I'll be leaving soon. I'll shoot for the stars and I'll land on the moon. I'll fly right past the Milky Way. I'll be among the stars and I'll be there to stay. Yeah. Thank you very much. What does it mean to be brokenhearted? What happens when you have a broken heart? What happens to you physically? What happens to you emotionally? Your voice cracks. You can't breathe. You get hunched down, you get depressed, you feel lonely. Can I share my story with you? Thank you. As Mitch had mentioned, I grew up in this beautiful island, Dominican Republic. And I had the world open to me as a kid. I was going to be a professional soccer player. I wrote poetry. I wrote songs. I played and imagined these vivid worlds. I created these whole worlds around me. And then as I grew, my choices were limited. They became limited. I either became an architect, an engineer, a doctor, a lawyer, a businessman. Not an artist. Oh, no, not an artist. Well, no. However, I went to college to study business. And my father has this running joke to all his friends. I send my kids off to college to study business. They come back musicians. So I always had that part of me that needed to be fed, that passion, that desire, that inner fire. Whether it was acting, whether it was music, writing poetry, telling stories. However, I graduated from college. I got a 9-to-5 corporate job, good paying job, but I was miserable. I was distancing myself from my heart as I kept growing. We know what it means to have a broken heart when someone dumps you or when a friend betrays you. But can we also feel the pain of the cracks that we form in our hearts, that we create ourselves? You see, I've allowed myself to distance myself from my heart. And what ended up happening was that I ended up marrying someone who loved me for my poetry, loved me for my music, but she loved my job even more. And then I fell in love with voiceover work. I had this outlet. I was getting all this voice work, and then I was working 80, 100 hours a week until I drove myself to the ground. I ended up in the hospital with the left side of my face paralyzed. Now imagine a voiceover talent, a singer who could not use his voice for over 6 months. I was depressed. My heart, more cracks. I told myself no more. From this moment on, I follow my passion. I don't let society or anyone else dictate how I live my life. So in the process, even though I ended up following my passion, I had to release my wife at the moment. And I grew from it. And one of the things that I've found as I followed my heart and opened up myself to the possibilities was that it opened up the opportunity to come and do all this voiceover work, multimedia commercials. I ended up being the voiceover coach for the animated series The Octonauts on the Disney Channel. And I ended up writing songs for Dora the Explorer. And it was such an amazing experience to think about, wow, I created this. And then I get this invitation to come to speak in Dubai. And what an amazing experience to become an international speaker. I had my friend Christian Semlich walk up to me and he said, "You're not just about the voice, are you? You connect people's hearts to their voices." And that was my inspiration for my book, The Heart-Voice Connection. And also It opened me up to be a clairsentient. I pick up on people's emotions, and that's part of why I help people to connect their hearts to their voices, and where you can feel the heartbeat of your message with every word that you utter. Connect with each and every person in the audience. If you'd like to learn more, I would like to empower you and go to powerupyourvoice.net. That would be my biggest reward. Thank you for listening, and may the voice be with you.